Theater. The origin of the word is Greek, meaning to behold. Theater is the art of action, imagining narratives, and bringing it to life for all to see. Hello, I'm the CEO of Stage Setters, and we are here to bring that meaning back to Rhode Island Youth Theater while also putting it into practice. Due to COVID-19's impact on various industries, including the arts, Rhode Island Youth Theater has lost their primary streams of income. They have only made 10% of what they make annually so far this year because of the inability to perform or organize in-person events in indoor spaces. In addition, we found that the rental cost for indoor spaces have skyrocketed, making those spaces financially infeasible and unsuitable to rent. Stage Setters is passionate about aiding Rhode Island Youth Theater in finding ways to bring their programming back to the performing arts community in the safest way possible, while also formulating plans to bring in new streams of revenue and reimagining theater post-COVID-19.
Before we could come up with a solution, we needed to know what other theaters and theater groups were doing, so we ran a competitor analysis. Although the other theaters differed, we saw that none were performing indoors, and PPAC was simply not performing at all until at least the year 2021. Trinity Rep and the JDP Theater were both holding online classes and doing events in the local community. We also sent out surveys to teens and parents in RIU Theater, who are our target market. We found that most performers who were involved in theater did it because of how much they enjoyed performing. They like singing, dancing, and acting with their friends. We found that parents like theater because it allows their children to express their creativity as well as build lasting friendships. We used our competitor analysis and survey data to drive our thinking and decision making as we looked to present RIU Theater with innovative solutions to perform and generate revenue during the coronavirus pandemic.
The solution of the outdoor theater is our direct response to Rhode Island Youth Theater's problem of not having a safe place to perform indoors due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Although we propose the outdoor theater as a long-term solution to be implemented at a time in the future when Rhode Island Youth Theater feels it's safe, our idea of how the event will run still addresses safety during the pandemic. Everyone must social distance, should manage and use their own belongings only, and must always wear a mask. For prep and cleanup, everything will be thoroughly cleaned before and after the show, and employees must be tested for COVID-19 before the performance. We also have safety protocols in place for all aspects of the event, including orderly entrance and exit plans, stricter distancing and PPE guidelines for performers and employees, and a plan in case someone tests positive for the virus. Finally, for vendors, there will be a separate section for food trucks, and all vendors must comply with our safety regulations.
For the outdoor theater, we recommended an advanced form of theater as a suitable option for performers during COVID-19 called Commedia dell'arte. It originated in Renaissance Italy as a special type of improvisational comedy, and this type of theater will help limit the spread of the virus, featuring masked performers who use body movements to express themselves instead. Sets for Commedia dell'arte are minimalistic, but focuses on the use of props, which will save Rhode Island Youth Theater money and resources for production with more versatility and portability. Stage Setters further envisioned a theme for the outdoor theater to immerse attendees into the world of the performers. We decided to mix 3 themes to create the hybrid woods. Wood accents will add a touch of neutrality to the red and gold grandeur of a traditional theater, completed with an enchanted woods vibe. This concept will stay timelessly flexible to other productions of Rhode Island Youth Theater.
To create a visual representation of the theater, we chose to build 3D models of tables, plots of land, and food trucks, and place them as if they were at the North Kingstown bandshell. After a model was finalized, we took it to the next level and brought it into the real world using mixed reality. Our team was able to walk around the physical space of the bandshell and see the layout of 3D models firsthand as if we were attending. With this revisualization of the bandshell space and theater, we were able to see that it would be a successful and impactful endeavor.
Unfortunately, plans fell short due to COVID-19 worsening, so we decided to formulate plans for a podcast, introducing Take One, an all-new podcast from the Rhode Island Youth Theater. Listen to hear what goes on behind the scenes, alumni stories, and backstage gossip. This is a way to connect to theater goers and try to reach a vaster audience.
A podcast would be able to embody the Rhode Island Youth Theater mission of For Youth by Youth. By having youth interview adult guests with fun questions, guests would be able to share their stories, their experiences, and give industry advice. A podcast would also supply a platform for ads from sponsors as a source of revenue. A podcast could be marketed on a local radio station. Hosts and guests may be local, but listeners can come from afar.
Originally, the Rhode Island Youth Theater offered free online classes when the pandemic struck. For a source of revenue, we bring forth the idea of monetizing those virtual classes in the form of a 2-week program. These classes will be taught by professionals of the arts and will be split based upon one's age and experience level. This alternative solution is safer for the instructors and participants, as the arts usually requires face-to-face learning.
We are offering a program from ages 8 and up. These classes vary from $50 to $100 depending on age, including a family package that discounts 10% off the total cost for more than one child or team. In the form of a 2-week program and alternating databases on age, the participants in the program will not feel worried by the virtual sessions. We included an additional free class Friday for those who cannot afford the program but still want to be involved. We will be encouraging participants in the arts among all ages and creating a revenue stream for Rhode Island Youth Theater. This is an alternative solution that follows the COVID-19 regulations while also giving back to the performing arts community.
The Stage Setters also designed an all-new website for the RI Youth Theater. The site allows you to sign up to volunteer or sponsor a show, subscribe to the RI Youth Theater monthly newsletter, register for the virtual classes we just mentioned, learn about upcoming performances, and purchase merch from the all-new merchandise store. The merchandise is yet another way RI Youth Theater can generate easy revenue while also gaining free publicity.
One of our other ideas was a writing contest, which will start another stream of revenue for Rhode Island Youth Theater. There's a $15 entry fee, and anyone who wants to submit a play must be from Rhode Island High School or college. Everything must be original work and be family friendly. We have lined up 3 judges to read and score each play, and the winner will have their 10 to 20 minute one-act play put on by Rhode Island Youth Theater. This is to save Rhode Island Youth Theater money on royalties and copyright, as well as give recognition to young local writers.
A big problem for Rhode Island Youth Theater during the COVID-19 pandemic has been dwindling finances. Here are some ways we have found to increase their financial gain. The first and biggest financial product would be the outdoor show. We estimated the cost of PPE materials, cheap seating, labor costs, and permits. And to fund this project, we suggest that a $5,000 Major Rich grant be obtained. Estimating that 110 people will attend the showing and that donations will be taken, Rhode Island Youth Theater will gain about $5,400 in profit by the end of the outdoor theater showing.
In our analysis for the virtual classes, we based our outgoing finances on having professionals working during the 2-week class period and a monthly Zoom fee. For the incoming finances, we estimated a total of 50 people participating for an income of over $3,000. By the end of one session of classes, Rhode Island Youth Theater can make about $2,700 in profit. For the Take One Theater podcast, all new equipment must be bought. The $674 going into equipment is a sound investment. Even though there is no inherent profit to be made, with time and dedication, money can be made through advertising both through Rhode Island Youth Theater and sponsors. Finally, the playwriting contest is a feature with no expenses. Each entry is valued at $15 and the total participants were estimated by data from similar competitions.
Overall, the inclusion of our solutions proved to be a financial success, bringing in about $8,600 into Rhode Island Youth Theater, allowing them to give back to the community.
To sum up, all of our solutions play an important part in helping to find safer performance options, crafting new and unique opportunities for the youth to participate in, and creating new streams of revenue at a time when it's difficult for theater organizations to make money. The Rhode Island Youth Theater can use the information we provided to actually implement these ideas. We recommend that they start by preparing the Take One Theater podcast and newly monetized virtual classes so that they can launch this fall. Additionally, the Rhode Island Youth Theater can start advertising on their website, social media, and newsletter as soon as possible. When it launches, we can use the podcast to advertise the virtual classes, registration, and any future events. After establishing a foundation with these 2 projects, Rhode Island Youth Theater can begin working on the playwriting contest and prepare to implement the long-term solution of the outdoor theater once they believe it's safe enough to do so.
Us as youth need a way to express ourselves creatively and regardless of the various barriers that don't allow us to do so. Stage Setters has worked to find solutions to bring the arts back to the community despite one's socioeconomic status. Thank you for your time and attention. We can now open it up for a Q&A.